Starting on our back today, I'm going to demo the exercises in a standing position so that you can see what I'm talking about. So, out of breath. Whew. Get on the floor, get on your bed, get in your ottoman, something secure to lie down on for the first portion of class on our warm-up. So we're adding on to our cardio warm-up. You can hear it in my voice. Someone will remind me about your movement prescription if I forget. It will be in the email that's following this class. So on the floor, please and thank you. Marion, you getting down there? Yeah, she's like, oh yeah. So from this position, just for a moment, you bend your knees and put your feet flat on the floor. Okay, shake it out. Take a few deep breaths, team, okay? So I know your heart rate is pumping if it's anything like mine right now. Place your hands on your belly. Make sure your head is supported so that your neck is nice and long and your chin is neutral. In other words, it's not pointing upwards towards the ceiling. And just take a few nice, full, deep inhales and exhales. Just check in with your body. How are you feeling after that little energy boost? Can you feel any movement underneath your hands? The aim is to feel movement. Okay, now move them up a little bit higher where your rib cage resides. So underneath your chest. Yep. And really focus on expansion through that area. So the breath will go into your belly automatically, but this is the hard part here, right? This is the part that gets stiff and rigid because of our posture, because of life, because of stress. So ensure that there is some movement underneath your hands, which are located underneath your chest, left and right side of your rib cage. Expanding in the front, in the sides, and hopefully somewhere in the back as well. Good, and then release your arms by your side. Just come to normal breathing. If you were exaggerating your breath so that you could feel it, come to a natural breath and extend both legs. So that means both knees are straight. Good. Separate your feet just hip width apart. And if it's helpful for you to watch at first, you're going to see me have my toes point inwards and my heels outwards. So you're going to turn your toes in towards each other, and now both legs are internally rotated at the hip. Take both hands on the left and right side of your hip bone. We want to keep that steady and even. Now, turn your toes out and your heels will face each other. So toes out, heels in. So like a ballet stance, right? What is that, second or third position? Shelley would know. Good, and then again, toes together, pigeon-toed, is that what they called it back in the day? I don't know, I've never seen a pigeon walk, pigeon-toed, but okay. And then toes out. So in and out, internal and external rotation, you can start speeding up that process. So if my hands were my legs, in and out, in and out, in and out, until it becomes fluid. You still don't want your pelvis to twist left to right. All right, we're gonna keep the twisting, the pelvis neutral. What did I used to say? That take the Elvis out of your pelvis. Good, now toes to the sky. Both legs now are gonna turn the toes to the right. So both are moving to the right. One leg is internally rotated. That would be your left leg, and your right leg is externally rotated at the hip. Toes back to the ceiling, other side. So it's reciprocal. One is internally rotated, one is externally, but they're doing the same thing, right? We call this windshield washering. Hips stay still neutral, breath still full. Getting movement in your hip is critical in the first stages of practicing squat mechanics. Bend your knees, place your feet on the floor. So this is going to be a wide squat in a supine or lying down position. So pull your knees into their respective armpits, which means your right knee is going to come into your right armpit, your left in that area, not in, obviously, that would be quite a feat if you could do that. So you're going to hug your legs in towards your armpits. So left knee into left armpit, right knee into right armpit. You can hook your fingers under your knees, so behind your knees if you have any knee sensitivities to compression at that joint, or just hold the tops of your shins. So just kind of play with that range. So see how wide they can go. And then back together. So wide and together. So again, what you're essentially doing, your spine is neutral. What essentially you're doing here is a squat. Correct? Yeah. Good. Place both feet back on the ground, knees bent, feet hip width apart. Good. If you want to think about the following things, the mound of your big toe, so not your big toe, but right behind it, like that knuckle, the mound of your pinky toe and the center of your heel. Keep those evenly dispersed on both feet. Push your feet into the ground, lift your hips up. Good. And then drop your hips back down and keep going. So if you notice, my tendency is always go to the outer edges, which is going to disconnect some of the information to my muscles. So it's really imperative that if you want to fire the posterior chain, which is the primary mover in our squat mechanics, we need to keep an even position in both feet. You can keep your toes on the ground, Dina, just don't press into them. Focus on those mounds, good. We'll go 5, nice. 4, so if you have a lot of filling underneath your head or pillow underneath your head, that might be best to come out. 2, that's it, Heather. And 1, good. You can hug those knees back into your chest. Good. Put them back down on the ground. Keep your right foot where it is, so it's completely grounded. Now, just come up onto the toe mounds of your left foot. So it's going to be like you're on a high heel on your left foot. Now, can you come up into a bridge in this awkward stance? I don't know. You're going to try. And you're going to alternate, doing the high heel on the right leg, right foot, and then the high heel on the left foot. So your foot is on the ground, Shelley. Your foot is on the ground. What you are doing is just lifting the heel off the ground, but the rest of the foot is staying there. It's like you're wearing a high heel. It's going to feel a little crampy in through the calf, right? Because you're contracting or making the calf shorter, but you're kind of starting to already think about the muscles that are working when you're doing single leg work. Good. Now, hips down. Hug your right knee in towards your chest. Straighten your left leg to the ceiling. Left leg to the ceiling. Dana, left leg to the ceiling. Up, 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 up. Lift it up a 90 degree. Watch me, Dana. This. And that leg that's floating in the sky, let's make some really distinct circles with your ankle. So think less about your toes, think more about the ankle joint. So remember last week, my ankle, my old injury was flared up. It's now settled down and I can walk again. It feels so good. Never take that for granted, and switch sides. So you want to make sure you circle in both directions, clockwise and counterclockwise. That's it. Good, Dana. Good. All right, both feet to the ground. Turn to your side and come up onto a kneeling position. For those who don't kneel, you're going to do your kneel like so. You're going to simply place one foot on the seat of your chair. So for my folks who don't kneel on the ground, for whatever reason, no judgment, this is going to be your kneeling position. So have a look at the screen if you're not kneeling on the ground. In 3, 2, 1, and now I'm going down to the floor. That was my demo. So what I would like you to do is think about your pelvis here. And I know they always say, don't flatten your low back, but we're gonna focus a little bit on a pelvic tilt. So I want you to think about sticking your butt back and then tucking your tailbone under. You know that one I always say, don't do it. We don't wanna walk around the world with our tailbone tucked under or our sit bones reaching back behind us, right? Our booty reaching back. But I want you to feel that connection of the leg bone in the socket. And can anybody show me, because I muted you all, where you're feeling that? What part of your body do you feel? Just point to it, touch it. Yeah, no problem, Marion. Yeah, you can feel your butt for sure. That's a good one, Dina. So you can feel your butt. Your butt engages when you tuck your tailbone under, but what else? So think about tucking your tailbone under. So your sit bone is reaching down and slightly forward. Can you feel that stretch in the front of that knee that's on the ground? So the thigh feels, yeah, Gail feels it. Now keep that, tailbone's tucked under. You're in a kneeling position. And just kind of lunge forward a few centimeters, but don't let go of your tailbone tuck. So keep it really gentle. So there's a bit of a squeeze, like Dina said, in your bum, and you're lunging forward. I'm gonna exaggerate it. I don't necessarily want you to go this deep, but I know for visual, it's really helpful for you to understand I'm moving myself forward and then coming back, all the while tucking my tailbone under. So feeling this in the front of your hip flexor and the front of your thigh, which can impair our squat mechanics. In and out, and then switch sides. So if you're doing this on a chair, you're gonna switch which leg is on the seat of the chair. You're gonna do the same thing. The opposite knee is down, and you're gonna tuck and untuck your booty. Stick it out, open it up. So you're opening up through the front of the hip, stick it out, open it up. Feel that the leg bone connects into the pelvis. So you're kind of rotating your pelvis on the head of your femur. So the top of your thigh is getting a little bit of lubrication here. Very important in your squat mechanics, single leg work. Now keep that tailbone tucked under for me, Dana. And then lunge forward into your left knee. Good, and back. Good, Shelly. So feel free to hold on to the chair or any support that you need for this. It's more about the stretch or the opening through the front of the hip. For a lot of folks who have knee issues with our squat, our single leg squat, this is gonna help tremendously. And if you're finding it really easy, shimmy that front foot forward a few inches. Yeah, and go a little bit further. Yeah. Yeah, so juicy. All right. So what you're stretching in essence is your psoas muscle. We haven't talked about the psoas in a while, I feel. It used to be like an obsession of mine, and I probably talked about it ad nauseum. Come out of that and have a seat on a chair. Anybody feeling allergies right now? Mine are on high alert. So we're gonna sit on our chair and we're gonna place our loop. Remember, we're hinging with a neutral spine as best as we can. And place that resistance band. I'll show you where mine's located, just above my knees. You do the same. Remember, if you have a long loop, Dana, be careful if you're using your material ones. They're brutal, okay? But, you know, maybe you like that. I don't know. And then we're gonna sit on our chair, at the front edge of our chair. You can hold on to the seat, Claudette, and just press the palms down, lift the breastbone up. So you wanna make those collarbones smile. Good, keep your feet flat for a moment while everybody's getting set up. Readjusting their camera so I can see you, thank you very much. Now, we're gonna come to the outer edge of our feet. Yeah, and so what you're doing is you're just pushing outwards and then plant your feet back on the floor. Come out, and then you feel that resistance. Hold it now for 5, 4, so the ankles aren't sickling, my ankles are sharp. I'm just coming like karate chopping with the pinky toe side of my foot, right? 3, 2, 1, come back. Again. See, this band is a little too easy for me. I should have got my heavier band, but as long as you're feeling some level of tension, and if you're not feeling enough tension, pause, right? So at that holding position where the muscles of your hip are contracted, the outer glutes are contracted, hold that for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and come out of that. And a couple more times. So again, push out, hold 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back. Now, I don't know, Dana, if you were in the YMCA class where I wore this the entire class. I could barely walk the next day. That's when I felt muscles. Running around a gymnasium with a resistance band on your thigh. Now you're gonna pull out, come to the outer edges of your feet. Okay, and you're gonna pulse, 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 pulse. Keep going, keep sitting tall. Tummy is engaged, pulse. 10, 9, 8, I'm just making up numbers. Just saying numbers. 17, 42, 97. It's okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. She's crazy. Take this off. Move it out of the way. You won't be needing it right now. Take a sip of water. Without weight, you're still going to need your chair at one point. So, you know, when I'm sitting, I'm shortening the muscle of my psoas, hip, which is the major primary hip flexor, right? When you're marching, you're doing the same thing. 1, 2. So 1's in its neutral state. Lengthened would be this, right? So 1's neutral, foot on the ground, and we're just gonna come up and march. Now, I want you to prepare yourself for what's to come later. So imagine you have 2 medium to heavy weights in your hand, collarbones gently squeezing back, rib cage down, eyes on horizon, lift, good. Up, up. So when I say rib cage down, what I mean is don't extend the spine, and we're trying not to lean back, good, good. Marching, marching. So again, make a fist. Might as well work on that grip strength. Knuckles down to the floor, so try not to flex your wrists, as I don't want you to do that. Get into that habit when you actually have weight. What I'm saying is that we don't want this, okay? No flexion or extension, okay? Neutral. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So same mechanics as your squat, but guess what? Now you're balancing. Who here doesn't think marching is a balancing exercise? Anybody? It is, right? Because at one point you're on one leg. So practicing your balance is gonna make walking easy, that's for sure. Now we're gonna go for some power moves, and we know power is important to train. Why? Because it helps our reaction time, okay? So you can come, I like to sit on the edge of my chair, just shimmy back a little bit. Feet are gonna be wide, hip width apart. If you need support, have a wall or another chair nearby. Good, and you're gonna go up and down as quick as you can. Now, I'm gonna go right off the bat. If you have difficulty, or you're using momentum, or you're falling down, oh, that hurt. Don't do that, okay? You're gonna elevate your seat. So you're gonna make the lifting angle lesser than 90 degrees on your hip flexors, might make it more accessible, okay? So feet are just outside of the hips. I'll show you from this angle. My knees and toes are pointed in the same direction. You're sitting, AKA squatting. This is like a wall squat, right? Up and down as fast as you can, 10 times. Go, count yourself. Push that tripod of the foot down. Fast, fast, fast. This is power. Yep, you can use your arms. I like that momentum, Dina. Same with you, Dana and Claudette. So if this is bothering your knees, what am I going to tell you to do? Elevate your seat. The higher the seat is, the less load you're going to place on those knees. Okay? What I will also say is shimmy your feet away from the chair seat a little bit more. Even more, Janet. Yes. So that will help direct the work to this whole entire area. Did you do 10 or 50, Dana? I don't know. I'm just going. Okay. So that was your warm up. So that was like 26 minutes plus take away the dance party. That was a long warm up. But I feel like even if you're just looking for like a quick movement break, this segment, which I will block off, warm up, right? On our time lapse, you know how I kind of label everything on our videos, so that if you're feeling like it's a rainy fall day, because you know it's coming, and you just want to get a little bit of movement break in, and you've done your EMOM, this is a perfect thing for you to do. Okay, you got a little cardio in, mobility and strength, all in one little quick workout. But now we're focusing on balance. So I was cleaning the other day, and this is where I came up with that. So you can imagine you have a counter nearby and a dish towel. Okay, so imagine you're wiping the counter. You can do that in the middle of the room. Okay, so we've got a few exercises. I'm gonna count them down for you. We're gonna do 20 seconds per side. Come to stand, feet hip width apart. If you have a counter or a dresser or something that's, you know, hip height, and you can pretend to clean that, you can go quickly grab a towel to clean your dresser, have a sip of water, and we're gonna go in about 15 seconds. I don't care which leg you start on, you're gonna do both. So if you wanna start on your right, start on your right. If you wanna start on your left, start on your left. The bottom line is nice neutral posture. In other words, if you take one hand to the crown of your head and lift your energy upwards, you're gonna feel that engagement through the belly, and you'll be in your best practices for your neutral spine. So here we go, 20 seconds. If you need help, you're gonna find a kickstand with that foot on the floor. Okay, so this is my kickstand. Otherwise, you're here. You're mid-march, frozen, but you're cleaning. So we're practicing a little bit of cognitive work while we're balancing. 20 seconds, let's go, Susan. We're gonna clean. Oh, this is stationary. I was trying to circle my knee. So we're 10 seconds into it right now, and you can already start to feel that hip flexor working. It's supposed to work, right? That's the whole point of your leg being up there. 3, 2, 1, release. You can shake it off. Oh, I should have had a Taylor Swift song handy. And then we're gonna switch to the other side, okay? 20 seconds. Just one time through this whole circuit. It should be about 3 to 5 minutes. Let's go. Clean the counter with that. My left leg is up. What you're seeing is a left leg. We're cleaning the counter. So we're challenging our balance. You're gonna have to squeeze the things. What are you squeezing, Dina? Point to it. Yes, she's my butt girl. All things butt, we report to Dina. So squeeze the butt. Your hip flexor is nice and open. Woo, I made you go a little longer, 5 seconds over. Nice job. So again, if you need the kickstand, take the kickstand. There's no shame in that, right? It's a practice. Other side, now lateral kicks. So you can hold on to a counter or a chair. A lateral kick will focus the muscles on the outer hip, okay? Which is what we want. So you remember the pulling out of the resistance band? This is the primary muscle we're working here, 20 seconds, something like this. Kick out with your heel. Try not to lean your torso. Shoulders and hips stay stacked, and we're just kicking out. Whoop. Yeah, I guess you could do this with a resistance band, right? But I'm feeling it already. Stay nice and tall. Remember that slight tension in through the belly? Stop. We're going through this really quick. Other side. Good. So kick out from the side. Nice and tall. Imagine you have that book. Something across my Instagram feed the other day, gracefulness classes, something to the effect of grace classes. So it's like etiquette classes back in the, I guess 50s, 3, 2, 1, stop. And women were learning, why just women, I guess? We have to be graceful. How to put on their blazer with style, how to walk with style. And I'm like, oh dear, you just got too much time on your hands, y'all. But anyways, I digress. So we're gonna go back now, forward kicks. So again, neutral spine. We're gonna take one leg. We're gonna tap the floor. Tap the floor and then right out in front of us. When you're ready, go. Tap, tap. You feel free to hold on to something. I don't really care. But what you will notice is you will become more stable the more you squeeze the buttocks of the standing leg. Squeeze it. Core's on, posture, eyes on the horizon. 3, 2, 1, stop. Other side. Let's go, Shelly. So imagine you're kicking me under the table. Diana, stop talking. You talk so much. Up and down, up and down. I used to do that to my husband. Right? We go out to dinner with another couple and I'm like, the kick. Babe, you're talking too much. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, time. We all have our skills. We're both talkers in this house. Okay, now we're gonna go and do the other side again, but now we're gonna go tap and tap. So tap forward, the floor in front of you, tap the floor to the side. 20 seconds on the clock, so tap forward, whoop, tap side. So again, it's not just standing on one leg, y'all. That's easy. Most of you here can do that. It's adding on top of it, so layering the skills. We're adding, I think the word, if I'm saying it correctly, is perturbation. We learned it. 3, 2, 1, change. So it's not just stationary. We're creating some instability, which means our core and our glutes, maybe our eyes are challenging us here. 10 more seconds. You can do whatever you want with your arms. 3, 2, 1. Nice job. Come to stand. If you want a sip of water, grab it. Feet outside the hips. Let's just give those hips a little bit of a peanut butter spoon in the peanut butter jar stir. I'm sure most of you remember that analogy. And so we're coming to the bread and butter of our workout, which is good because then we'll have lots of time for a stretch. Change directions. Anybody here start to feel the muscles in and around this area? Hands up or not? Not yet? Yeah, okay. All right, I was gonna say, wow, because I'm sure feeling it. We're going on to our strength circuit. So all these things are preparing us to be better at the one exercise in the EMOM that I find the most challenging. And that is that single leg sit to stand. Do you remember that thing? Yeah, so I demonstrated it in various ways. One with my foot flat, heel down. But what I want to suggest to you this time around, because it is one of our exercises today, right, is bending your knees. So both knees are bent, okay? They're parallel hip width apart. You're just sitting. And now take your left foot and just inch it forward of your right foot a couple of inches. It's still flat on the ground. Can you see that? I'm gonna move away. I know my weights are causing a little bit of a blind spot. So feet are hip width apart or slightly wider, knees and toes in the same direction, just like your standard seated position, except now you're gonna take let's just take our right leg, all of us. Right leg and shimmy it forward to the left. It's almost like there's like a race between the right and left foot, and the right foot is winning. Okay, it's the dominant leg. And now try getting up, but we're still using the assist. Remember, you see that chair? We're assisted and we're working on the leg that's back behind. So the one that's losing the race is the one that's doing all the work. So give that a try because that's important that you understand that mechanic. Try not to flop down on the chair. You control the descent. And see, all of you can do that, so that's great. Switch legs, try the same thing. So one leg is gonna shimmy a little farther forward than the other. Just a few inches, right? It doesn't have to be a lot, just like, but you can feel how the leg that's farther behind is predominant in the workload. Yes? Hands up. Do you feel that? Yeah, and Dina got her dowel again. I like that idea if you don't have a wall space nearby or another chair. She's using that for some assistance. I love that. Good, so you got that. So that is the final exercise. The first exercise is a suitcase carry march. So you're going to do 6 sets. A set is left and right. So if you're doing 6 sets, you're actually marching a total of 12 times. So you can count to 12 leading with your one leg. You don't do it yet. And you're gonna grab your weights. I'm using 15 pounds. And the first time through, the first thing I'm gonna say to you is what? Shoulders slightly back, collarbones broad. Like you have that necklace, you want everybody to see how pretty it is without arching your back, okay? So that's when the ribs stay down, core is on, and you're gonna count, let's all ready together, hold your weights. It should feel like you're coming home from the grocery store and you're like, damn, I think I got too much. Yeah, ready? Go. So you're gonna count. Left to right is 1. And so we're gonna do that 6 times. I'm on my 3rd already. Good, and I'm done. I'm gonna put those down. You can grab a sip of water. You can take a moment while I discuss the next exercise. All these are meant to help wake up the things, to make your sit to stand EMOM super easy by the time 10 weeks is here. The next exercise, I know for me, that same weight works at my shoulder, right? So I'm gonna have 2 medium weights, right? And I'm gonna bring them up. They are not sitting on my shoulders, remember? They're just like slightly forward. But what do we do with our shoulder blades? We squeeze them slightly back, but don't let the elbows go wide. Keep those elbows facing forward. Armpits are tight. Here we go. We're gonna do sit to stand. So you're gonna come, have a seat. Both feet planted. You're gonna come up 6 times and sit down 6 times. So 1, right? 2, tripod. Remember your tripod. Exhale, push, squeeze, stand. Push, squeeze, stand. You got it. 6 times, that's all. Armpits of steel. If it doesn't feel challenging, you can increase the load the next round. Just 6 times. Put them down. I don't know why I put mine on the floor. I spent money on a stand because it's safer transitioning. And the next one, you will know very distinctly. You're gonna do 6 single leg supported sit to stands, just like we practiced. So starting with your feet hip width apart, one foot is gonna shimmy a few inches ahead of the other. So it's a staggered stance, and I'm gonna push into the ground with the leg that's farther back, right? So we're gonna give the turtle leg, right? So if there was a race and the turtle was losing, but really it's winning 6 times. You can go right into the other side, but again, you're gonna have to change the stagger. So shift the one leg back, the other leg forward. Definitely more accessible. 6 times, up. Nice, Victoria. Good, Karen. Okay, take a break, have a sip of water. So in addition to this workout, you have 2 EMOMs to complete this week. You can add this if you're bored, if it's rainy, if it's blah, blah, whatever. Absolutely enjoy it for what it's worth for you. If you found it gave you strength or more awareness in the muscles of the hip and glutes, come back to this, right? Otherwise, your homework will be 2 EMOMs between now and next Wednesday, plus your movement prescription, okay? Oath to teacher. I promise, Diana. She talks too much. Let's go from the beginning. Grab your weights. What are you doing? A set of 6. Suitcase carry marches. When you're ready, shoulders back. Suitcase carry, Dana. Yes, here we go. So, because this is just essentially practicing your grocery bag shop, squeeze the shoulder blades back, engage through the core. Try not to cross the knee over the body, okay? No can-cans here. Although that would be fun. And I want this to be challenging, team, right? So I don't know, like 15 pounds to me for that. I think next round I'm gonna increase that to 20. But for the rack hold, which again, armpits, we've done a rack hold in this class before, armpits tight, weight at the head of your shoulder, but shoulder blades squeezing back, knuckles to the sky with weights, Gail. Go grab your weights. Yeah. So here we go. Now we sit down. Sit to stand. So you're already tall. Your core is already engaged. It needs to be. Otherwise, you're going to compress yourself with the weight of these on, near your shoulders. Up. Quick. Power. Exhale. You can even, yeah? 6 times. That's all. This is called a rack hold. Take a moment when you're done your 6. That's all I'm asking of you. And if it's challenging enough, you'll be like, okay, I'm good. Right? If you are the person who's doing 10, 15, 20, the weight is too easy. We grow when things are hard. Oh boy. Okay. That's a loaded, yeah, we won't go there. Feet hip width apart. Slightly wider for me. Some people like hip width, some people like slightly wider. I'm a slightly wider gal. Knees and toes tracking in the same direction. Yep, check. Tall spine. Now shimmy the 1 foot forward. Right? And then go. So if your knee is bothering you, the foot that's pushing into the ground, shimmy it further forward. Keep the elevation in your seat. No weights for this. Just your body weight. Yep, 6 times on that leg, switch the leg that's in front. Where'd Shelly go? Oh, there you are. Okay. Boop. Your square moved around. Nice job, Heather. Heather's praying. Please let me get through this workout today. I'm just teasing. Nice job, Gail. I love that smile. It's just 6 times each leg. That's all. Take a break. Round number 3. That's the last round, by the way, because then we have to have some fun. Although this was fun, I think a little bit more fun is in order. Okay? Another single leg, dual task workout, but it's quick and fun. So grab your weights, standing marches. You're carrying those grocery bags, Susan, from Loblaws. You said you were just going for a loaf of bread. And there's milk and the yogurt was on sale. And oh, look at the pomegranate today. And we're going 6 sets. So left, right is 1 set. Left, right is 2 sets and 6 in total. That's all. Core is tight, eyes on the horizon, squeezing those shoulder blades back. Armpits tight, smile. Good. When you're done your 6, take a moment. I like to put the weights down, grab a sip of water. Don't tell anyone, but I sometimes scroll. You shouldn't do that, actually. There are studies that suggest when you lift your weights and you're preoccupied, like that's why I never understood watching TV at a gym. If you're preoccupied, then not all the muscles that should be working are working. So we want to stay focused and not scroll like Diana does sometimes. Okay, quick sip of water. Then we're going to our sit to stands. It's a power move, right? And then we're making it more challenging. Right, Claudette? Right, Karen? Because you want those muscles to go, hot damn, I worked out yesterday. Yeah, I did. Armpits of steel, Miss Gail. Make those collarbones smile. 6 times. Let's go. Come on. Yep, nice, Dana. Good, Susan. You're looking good. Sounds like it looks like your body is enjoying it, Susan. So well done. Heading off to New England soon. So you're all ready for your drive this weekend. Nice job. So these are things that you can do. Get outside your car, at the gas station, on your drive. Get your butt working. Yeah, contracting. You don't need any weights for it. All right. And then our single leg work, which means no load. It's hard enough as it is. All right, if you could do this with one leg, whoop, I can't do it well, one leg, right? Maybe someday, don't do it, it's okay. Then I'd say to you, okay, hold some weights, hold a weight at your breastbone. We're not going there in this session, okay? Because I think this is challenging enough as it is. Okay, so here we go. Find your staggered stance 6 times. Let's go. Buns of steel we're trying to create here. Some of you already have buns of steel. We're just maintaining our buns of steel or making them grow. Speaking of growing, my peach, she's looking mighty fine in those jeans these days. Woo! 6 times on the right, 6 times on the left. Let's go, let's go. It's your last time through. Strengthening all the muscles that are going to help you with your EMOM. So the goal, how do you know you're getting better? First off, you will have more rest time. All right, so if you want to even go, whoa, it took me 20 seconds to finish that the first time round, and then week 5, it's taking me 12 seconds or 15 seconds. Then you know you're getting stronger. Then I might even suggest that you increase your load. Yeah, always go up, up, up. All right, good job, everybody. We'll stretch it out shortly. For now, I'm going to show you what we're doing. So watch me for a second. This is a balancing exercise. The dominant leg is the front leg, right? So the mechanics of the squat are very similar in this leg. But now, instead of having both legs on the ground, I have a kickstand. And what do we call this? A lunge, which is like half of a squat. Okay, so try what it's like to squat with one leg, otherwise lunge. And it doesn't have to be deep, yeah? So I like the support of a wall. Maybe you can walk by your sofa, or if you have a few chairs and you want to line them up, right? I'm using the wall. The knees can go over the toes, I don't care. But now, as you're doing this, like maybe not your full range of motion, imagine you have the resistance band just above your knees so that there's trying to keep the resistance band in neutral. So what I don't want is the knees to start doing this, okay? And I'll show you an example. Please don't do this. Can you see this? My back leg goes in. That's the common default, okay? Even the front leg can go in. I would rather you minimize your range of motion so you're not going as deep if your knees are buckling. So minimize the range of motion, not as deep of a lunge, and it's going to be like a walking lunge. So make sure you have some space to do like at least 3 or 4 steps before you have to turn around. Okay, do we have that? You're making it look pretty easy. And if it's not happening today, for any number of reasons, you didn't sleep last night, your knees are sore, you did a crazy workout yesterday and you're exhausted, whatever, no judgment here. You're walking or marching. Okay, so pick what works for you. Now, we're gonna have fun. Once I get the music going, we're gonna take 1 glass of water. I didn't have any clean, clear glasses. I didn't empty the dishwasher today. We're gonna pour, and yeah, Dina, it's gonna maybe spill from one to the next. Oh dear. It's a little water. Please be mindful of any slippery floor situations. You're gonna try and pour as you do what? There's our music. No, I'm going to play music. Please be mindful. If you're worried about the water, because I've already spilled a little myself, you can forget the water and pretend. Just pretend you're pouring from one to the other. I completely appreciate it. So when you're ready, we're going to do it for like 2 or 3 minutes. Just have a little fun. Let's go, let's go. Come on. I'm deciding because I have very slippery floors, so I'm gonna forget the water part. I forgot about the spillage. I'm gonna pretend. Oh, there's a little water. Maybe that's even better, just a few drops. Less likely to make a mess. Push that tripod into the ground. Have a peek at those knees and ensure they're not buckling in. Turn up the corners of your mouth. Yeah, baby, I love this. I like the way you move, Dana. Let's go, Claudette. Careful, get your footing. I'll give you another like 90 seconds while I have fun watching you. Whoo! Imagine you can even pretend, whoop, there's another slippery spot. Yeah, this is not easy, y'all. The fact that you're doing it like this, I'm sorry. You blow my mind. Let's go, 30 more seconds. Let's go, Karen. Get into that lunge, ma'am. I know you can lunge deeper than that. Nice, Dina. Ba-bum-bum. Nice job. Have some fun. Nice job, Janet. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice job, team. Put that down. I will send you 2 recordings today, one with the audio, one without, and then I'll give you the Spotify link so you can make choices. Always choices. We're gonna put that down. Did you have a little fun with that? So it's never just about balancing on one leg. If you're taking a class and you're like, I can do this all day, da, 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 da. You're not challenging your brain and you're not getting stronger. So in order for you to get better at staying vertical, number 1, you need muscle. Number 2, you need to challenge your brain. And so we're putting that all together in this class. So well done. Give yourself a pat. Let's stretch it out. Let's stand. Rolling those shoulders up, back and down. Nice. Yeah, and if there's some specific exercise, Karen, I saw you did that. If that feels really good, go for it. Don't let me stop you. She was just using her resistance band to stretch overhead. Good. So really getting at the shoulder joint here. 5, 4, 3, so good. 2, and 1. Interlace those fingers behind your back or place your hands in imaginary back pockets. And reach those knuckles downward. So you're squeezing your shoulder blades down. You're opening up the chest, maybe even lifting your chin a little bit. Another breath. So good. That was fun. I don't know about you, but it was fun for me. Interlace your fingers. Turn your palms forward. We're back at the cardio next week. Right back there again, spread your fingers, extend your elbows. You'll feel a stretch a little bit in the upper back muscles without rounding the spine. So it's just more conducive to keeping that neutral spine posture. You can walk around and then shake out those arms for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then let's just stretch the forearm here. We have been using our grip strength today. As you know, anytime you have weights in your hand, no matter what the exercise is, we are working on our grip strength, which is so important. Good. Nice full breaths. If you want a ear to shoulder situation going on here, keep those shoulders level with the horizon. And then, yep, that's it. Heather, switch hands. So remember, Bone Health 101, Osteoporosis Canada will present to your community group, your church, book club, hiking club, whatever, ski club. Let me know. I will hook you up with Kathy Piercy of Osteoporosis Canada, and we can arrange for me or another volunteer to do a Bone Health 101 for your community. Take your hands on your hips And in all fairness, I really feel like we're missing the mark in terms of educating people, because y'all already know about osteoporosis, but who doesn't and who thinks they're invincible? The 20-somethings, right? The 30-somethings, right? So if we can give them this kind of information, imagine the power of what this education and information could do for their future. Good, this feels so good. Good, and then using the support of the chair, you're gonna dig one heel in front of the other, toes to the sky. Push your hips back. There's another one, Susan, for your ride, okay? When you get out of the car, beautiful, easy stretches to do on your ride south. South and southeast? Yeah. Good. Take a couple breaths, keeping that nice neutral spine, folding at the crease of the hip. 3, 2, 1. Let's switch sides. Other side. Oh my gosh, am I going to finish on time today? Hot damn, she is. Toes to the sky, feeling that gentle stretch. Remember, we want to feel it like a 3 to 4 on a scale of 0 to 10. Shouldn't be any more than that. If it is, come up a little bit higher. 3, 2, 1. Nice job. You can little shake. Join me for a moment of mindfulness, if you will. Find yourself a comfortable seat, whatever that looks like to you, team. If you have to go, arrivederci, buonanotte, right, Janet? That's about the manja cake. That's about all she knows. Aspet and wait. That's all I know, I think. Right, Dina? Yeah. She's like, what is that word? Okay. Sit nice and tall. Enough yapping. Shoulders up, back, and down. Collarbones broad. And eyes are soft. Thinking here of the muscles in your face. You don't recognize, sometimes I'll walk by people and I'm pretty sure they don't know that they're frowning at nothing in particular. But that's tension in your face, right? So see if there's any tension in your face, at your temples, where your brows meet. For me, there's tension in my sinuses with allergies right now. Jaw soft and relaxed. Shoulders open. Collarbones nice and broad. And just allow yourself this opportunity to like float with your breath. I like to visualize my breath like the waves at the shoreline. Coming in and out. Which is essentially what the waves do, right? This contraction and expansion. Expanding and contracting. And we do that without any effort most times. So see if you can find that effortless breathing. If it helps, I like to visualize like a feather just falling from the sky, sweeping side to side with a gentle breeze, without any effort, floating and soft. Letting the busyness of the day just set it aside for another moment. Thinking of this as the most important job you have to do right now. Just check in with yourself. How am I doing? You can silently ask yourself, what do I need today? What can I do to support my mental, emotional, and physical health? Maybe it's just some outdoor time, alone time, or just a moment with a cup of coffee and a good book. See if your body answers that question. And then hopefully you remember it and you value it and you honor it as you take on the rest of the day and open your eyes, reach your arms up. Nice big stretch, team. Like you just woke up out of bed. What work? Nothing. I did nothing. Nice job, team. Homework assignment. I'm going to remember. Hot damn, she did it. Okay. And so you have a choice this week. What? Deborah, this is for you. Deborah's hiking with her ski club today. I love it. All right. Single leg balance with a cognitive task. Okay. So you're going to do 3 times per leg for 30 seconds maximum. Your choices are stand tall and lift 1 foot off the ground, or you may have your kickstand, which means you'll have the toes of the floating leg on the ground. So you'll be essentially balancing on that one leg. And when we balance on one leg, right, I'm going to just demonstrate one thing, although you know this. I am redundant to say the least, right? When we balance on one leg, we don't want that hip to kick out to the side because that means, Dina, we are not using this. Right? So when you see people walking and they got this nice little shloop, 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 it's very sexy, but it's really like a lack of connection with the muscles in the glutes. Not anyone's fault. It could just be something that they're following from childhood, people that have been around them. Option A, count backwards on one leg for 30 seconds from 20. Right leg, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, etc. Or B, and you'll have all these options you can decide, name fruits or vegetables for 30 seconds. On the right leg, banana, orange, tomato, whatever. Like sometimes you just go like, I don't know any. So maybe that's not your jam. That's not my jam. And then option C, spell your name or a word backwards. Hell no. If you could do that, kudos to you. On the right leg, on the back, on the other leg, and you'll just repeat that for up to 30 seconds. I'm more of a 20-second kind of girl. I figure if you can stand on one leg for 20 seconds, you're golden. But 30 seconds is the challenge. Okay, so this will be in your homework. Have a wonderful week. My ask of you is to do 2 EMOMs before we meet. For the replay community, you're gonna have to do this class on top of that. For those who are live, like y'all, you don't even need to do this class again. 2 EMOMs. Make it challenging, make it hard, because you deserve it. It's a gift. All right, team, any questions? I'm here for it.